So as we discussed, put option is the option to sell. That means you are making yourself very safe by fixing a price at which you will sell the foreign currency. Okay. So that the price fluctuations may not create any kind of losses for you. Now, how is it possible? So let's say $1. So here put option is option to sell. Okay. Call option was option to buy. So $1, let's say, is 90 right now. I'm supposed to get $1,000 from US. This is my receivables. This is my foreign currency asset. I'm worried that its value should not fall. Its value falls, I'm going to incur loss. So how come I can save myself from this kind of loss by entering into put option contract, okay, or taking a put option for US dollar? That means taking an option to sell the US dollars. So right. So where I can incur losses if $1 today is 90, I get 90,000 if I exchange today. But I am supposed to receive the payment after 3 months. And after 3 months, if $1 goes to 80, let's say, which is not going to happen, but if it goes, I'm going to get only 80,000. So I'm going to incur a loss of 10,000. So how shall I cover this loss? I can cover this loss by entering into put option. Okay. So I entered into put option. That means I took a put, US dollar put of $1 is equal to 90. Today, my strike price is 90. Strike price is nothing but the price which you have fixed in the contract, okay, to sell the dollar. So here I have fixed $90, 90 rupees. I have fixed $1 is equal to 90. That means today, if I get $1, okay, I will sell the dollar to bank for 90 rupees. Or bank has to buy the dollar from me for 90 rupees. Okay. So this is what. So today, if I sell dollars, I will sell for 90 rupees. I will quote 90 rupees to bank. Okay. This is my strike price. After 3 months, in like the dollar has like the contract has to mature. The dollar has gone to 80. This is my strike price. X is equal to 90. The spot price of dollar is 80. $1 is equal to 80. That means if anyone wants to purchase a dollar, or if someone gets dollar from US, if they sell that dollar to bank, bank will give them 80 rupees. Okay. But you fix the dollar price for what? If you sell dollar, you should get how much? 90. Today it is 80. So in spot market, dollar value has fallen. Okay. In spot market, the payment what you were supposed to receive, if you would have received 3 months back, you would have got 90,000. Today you are receiving, you're getting 80,000. In spot market, there's a loss of 10,000 rupees. But this loss you're going to cover up in the option market, because put option is going to give you this 10,000 back. How? You made the contract for $1,000. So put option, you will exercise the put option because your strike price is more than spot price. Okay. To sell at 90, you can buy at 80. Buy at 80, sell at 90. You will get a gain of 10. Okay. Or something which is of 80, you are still selling at 90. So you're getting a gain. So it was for $1,000. The contract was for $1,000. 10,000 rupees you are getting gain. So loss from spot market, gain from option market is nullifying this. So it is a perfect hedge. Okay. You could hedge your foreign currency exchange rate risk with the help of put option. Yeah. So like what we always discuss is premiums. They are charging you premium. Let's say they are charging $1,000 premium to you. 1,000 rupees, sorry. So 9,000 you are getting. So your loss was how much? 10,000. Your gain from put option is how much totally? 9,000. So still a loss of 1,000. But actual loss was 10,000. Now the loss is 1,000. You could reduce or minimize your loss to from 10,000 to 1,000, and you could save yourself from a bigger loss of 9,000 rupees. That is what the concept is. Please have a look through this. We'll move forward. We're done with options. We'll move to currency swaps. Okay. Now, swap. What is this swap? Swap means exchange. So how come this can be a good tool for us to save from foreign currency exchange rate risk? So there are two parties. One is in UK, one is in France. The exchange rate is $1 is £1 is equal to 1 francs. So today the exchange rate is 1 GBP is equal to 1 franc. What they have the fear is, see, the French economy is more volatile, or the French currency is more volatile. UK currency is in more demand. So the French are worried that if 1 GBP goes to 2 francs, let's say, just a imaginary hypothetical example, Then they have to pay 2 francs to buy $1 to invest in UK. Both want to invest. There is a party in UK, they want to invest in France. There is a party in France, they want to invest in UK. Both want to invest. And when both decided to invest, the exchange rate was this: £1 was equal to 1 franc. But the fear is in future, as you know, today if I buy one apple, it's going to cost me 30. Tomorrow, if I buy one apple, it's going to cost me 40. So what shall I do? I am going to incur a loss of 10 rupees. So for that, what shall I do? So one of the remedies here is like currency swap. One of the remedy here is currency swap. Now, what is currency swap? So here, if this is going to happen, let's say I have orange. Sorry to give this example. And the other guy has an apple. So we exchange both. I give him orange and he give me apple. We are not going to purchase these fruits, but we are going to exchange. I like this, he like this. Like that, we can exchange the currencies as well. How? This is just for your understanding. Okay. But real markets work in a different way. Here, the exchanges happen on what basis? The person who is having orange has many oranges. He is fed up with this. He has consumed a lot. Okay. And let's say in the market, the demand for orange is high. And in the same way, the other person has so many apples. He's fed up with consumption of apple. He wants some change. He wants orange. So both exchange the fruits. When exchange of fruits, what is happening? He's not going into the open market and buying orange. He's not going open market and buying apple. Because if they buy these fruits after 4 or 5 days, the prices would have gone higher. So they both want to save themselves some higher prices and they're exchanging the fruits and enjoying. So in the same way here also, if the exchange rate changes, it's loss for France guy, and it's not a loss for UK guy. Okay, but if 1 franc goes to GBP, then it is a loss for UK guy. That means he has to buy 1 franc for £2 and invest in France. So both are worried about the foreign currency exchange rate risk. If one if one GBP is 1 franc, okay. If one GBP goes 2 francs, the French guy has to pay 2 francs to buy one pound. If he wants to invest 100,000, he wants to do an investment of 100,000 francs. Today, it is equal to 100,000 pounds. But in future, he has to pay 2 lakh francs for 1 lakh pounds. It's a risk for him. In the same way, the same thing is applicable for UK guy. That means if one uh, franc goes to GBP, he has to pay 2 lakh pounds to buy 1 lakh francs. So both of them enter into a swap agreement. They agree that they now would agree for a notional principal 1 million pounds is what they have fixed. 1 million pound is 1 million franc today. They fix this and they are going to exchange like their currencies for the investments. Okay. What is going to happen? The French guy is not going to go to bank, pay francs, buy pounds and invest in UK. And UK guy is not going to go to the bank and pay pounds and buy franc and invest in France. So what they're going to do? They're going to exchange their payments. So here the UK guy wants to, invest in vineyards. France is famous for its wine. And French guy wants to open a departmental store in London because it's very famous center for that. So what they do, French guy makes 1 million francs payment for UK guy for the vineyard, and UK guy makes 1 million pounds payment for French guy in UK. In this way, so this guy is making the pounds payment for French guy, and this guy is making francs payment for the UK guy. In this way, both of them are exchanging their payments. Okay. He is supposed to make payment in pounds, which the UK guy is making, and he is supposed to make the payment in pounds, which the French guy is making. In this way, they both exchange their payments. That is currency swap. Okay. Yeah. In this, any one of the parties may lose, in the sense, £1 has become 1.5 francs. So the UK guy who is making the payment, okay, is going to incur loss, because French guy actually has to make 1.5 francs for £1. Okay, but okay, we'll not enter into loss and gains here. That is not like your cup of tea right now. They do this and they save themselves from foreign currency exchange rates. See, loss and gain is nothing but if the exchange rates move in adverse direction, £1 becomes 2 francs. Then who is making whose payment? The Britain guy is making French guy's payment. So he is into losses. He is into gains. Why? Because he would have, for him, the payments were high, but he is managing it with lesser payments. Yes or no? How lesser payments? He is not going to exchange his franc to buy pounds. Whole payment is done by the UK guy. So he is in gain right now. Okay. One problem with foreign currency swap is any of the party if defaults, if French guy says like I'm not going to make your payments, okay, then that's default from his side. It creates a default risk. Any of the parties can default in this case. That is one of the risks. So the swap agreement should be done with very trustworthy guys. Let's move forward to the next concept. Very important. Please try to understand what I'm trying to say. Now we are going to calculate forward exchange rates, forecasting exchange rate movements, balance of payments. See, what is balance of payments? If an economy is importing more than it is exporting, let's say India is importing more, exporting less. More imports, that's what the curve is a lengthy one, less exports. So what happens? Do you have trade surplus or trade deficit? Trade deficit. Then this means that over the time, more of the domestic currency is being sold to pay for imports. Yes, if you are importing more, if you are importing so many goods from US, you have to pay in dollars. For to pay in dollars, you have to sell rupee, buy dollars. Yes or no? More that this means that over the period of time, more of the domestic currency is sold to pay for imports. If you sell more and more currency, home currency, more rupees, rupee will fall and dollar will appreciate, because rupees supply is more and dollars demand is more. You want to buy more dollars, so you need to sell more rupees. Why you want to buy more dollars? You have to pay to the importers. Yes. or your supply foreign suppliers, then it is being bought as export revenues converted into domestic currency. That means, let's say the imports are of 1 lakh dollars. So what will happen? You need to make the payment to suppliers or importers for 1 lakh dollar. Okay. So $1 today is trading at 90. So 90 lakhs rupees you need to pay to buy $1. In the same way, you're exporting $10,000 worth of goods. So you're getting 10,000. You're going to, sell this 10,000 to bank, and bank is going to pay you, let's say this much. So 90,000. Sorry, 9 lakhs. You have to pay 90 lakhs bill and you're getting only 9 lakhs. So export revenue convert domestic currency, a balance of payment deficit. So you sold goods worth of 9 lakh to US, but you purchased goods worth of 90 lakhs from US. So it shows a trade deficit of 81 lakhs. Okay. Now what happens if you buy more goods from US? You need to sell rupees, buy dollars. So you have to buy so many dollars. You have to pay 90 lakh rupees to buy 1 lakh dollar. And either way, when you get, when you export goods, you get dollar. For import, you need to buy dollars. For export, sell dollars, buy rupees. But you're only selling $10,000 and buying rupees. So how many rupees are getting? 9 lakhs for $10,000. So here you see the demand for dollar is very high. It makes dollar to go high. Dollar is strong. And here the like you're selling very less dollars and buying rupees. The demand for rupees is very less. So rupee weakens. Balance of the balance of payment deficit can therefore weaken the domestic currency over long term. Yes. So due to deficit, due to less trade, we are selling less and buying more. So since we buy more, we have to pay more domestic currency to buy the foreign currency. And in either way, when we are exporting less, they will pay very less dollars to buy rupee. So rupees supply is more, rupees demand is less. So rupee will weaken. So balance of payment deficit. That means if your exports are less and imports are high, local currency or rupee will weaken. Clear. Okay, because less demand for rupees. Why less demand for rupees? Because the foreign customers buy very few rupees. Okay, buy very, so they have to make the payment to us in rupees, right? So if they want to buy rupees, they are only buying 10,000 worth of Indian goods. They are supplying 1 lakh worth of US goods, 1 lakh dollar worth of US goods, but they are buying only 10,000 worth of $10,000 worth of Indian goods. That means they buy 9 lakh rupees of goods from India and they sell 90 lakhs rupees of goods to India. So if they have to buy 9 lakh rupees, they have to pay only $10,000. If we have to make the payment to US people for 90 lakhs, we have to buy 1 lakh dollars. So we are buying so many dollars and uh, like uh, and when we are getting dollars, we are selling only $10,000. So dollars demand is very high. So it is appreciating dollars. Our trade is very less. That means we are selling very less goods to US. We are not getting more dollars. Let's say either way. Today, we are buying 1 lakh dollar worth of goods and selling $10,000 worth of goods. So 90,000 is the trade deficit with us. Okay. That means 1 lakh worth of goods we are buying, 10,000 worth of goods we are selling. We are getting 10,000. We have to make 1 lakh payment. To make 1 lakh payment, we have to buy so many dollars. Yes or no? We have to buy $90,000 more. In the sense difference, I'm saying difference. If I see net, so I'm getting less, I have to pay more. So here when I get $10,000, I sell dollars and I buy rupees, it is only 9 lakhs. Here I have to, buy dollars to sell, to pay to the suppliers. I'm buying 19 lakh. I'm paying 90 lakh rupees to buy 1 lakh dollars. So much of supply of rupees due to balance of trade deficit. Okay. Balance of payments. There is a deficit. Is weakening the rupees. Is, making my rupee to fall. Oversupply of rupee and less supply of dollar. Inflation. What can inflation do? Just a second. What can inflation do? Inflation can reduce the purchasing power of your currency. With inflation, let's say today, if we want to buy a pencil, a book, okay, so I'm paying 10 rupees. After 1 year, I'm paying 50 rupees. After 3 years, I'm paying 100 rupees. After 10 years, I'm paying 200 rupees. What is happening? Due to inflation, every time the purchasing power of rupees going down. More rupees required to buy just 1 unit of book. Okay, you are seeing in today's time, we are fighting with inflation because everything has become very costly. So high rates of inflation in foreign currency. Now, this was from the perspective of book. Now convert this book to dollar. $1, $1, $1, $1. So every point of time, more rupees are required to buy $1. Okay. This is what is going to come very sooner. This is I don't want this to happen. We are facing a very bad situation right now. So the purchasing power of rupee has gone down always. More units of rupees required to buy only single unit of dollar. So high rates of inflation in a country. So I think here it's clear that India's inflation is high. US inflation less, and more demand for dollar, less demand for rupee. So high rates of inflation in a country erode the purchasing power of that currency. That is what unit of currency can buy in terms of goods and services. So I'll tell you, if India has high inflation, rupee will fall. And if US has less inflation, dollar will appreciate. Very simple. Okay. So over time, this fall in purchasing power will affect what a unit of currency can buy in the currency markets and leads to a fall in the value of its currency. Yes, due to high inflation, rupee is going to weaken because it can purchase to purchase $1 we have to pay more rupees. So supply of rupee is more and demand for rupee is not coming because high inflation. It's not a hard currency. It's a weak currency now. And the purchasing power is going on decreasing. So over time, this fall in purchasing power will affect what a unit of currency can buy on currency markets. Yes, and leads to fall in the value of its currency. Now, for example, 300 rupees for $1. What is that? Again, still very high inflation. So with the passage of time, the purchasing power of rupees going down, and whatever they make in India is going to be very costly. No one wants to buy Indian goods, and demand for Indian goods will fall. Demand for Indian rupees will fall. If demand for Indian rupees will fall, Indian rupees will fall. That's what. So we understood the country with high inflation, if it is India in this case, rupee is going to fall. The reason is very clear. People don't want to buy costly goods. So they don't want to buy Indian goods. So they don't want Indian goods. They will not make payment in rupees. So we will get very less rupees. Or rupees demand is not high. If demand is not high, what can demand do? Demand can drive prices upwards. If demand is more, rupees value will be more. If demand is less, rupee value will be less. Why demand for rupee value is less? Why demand for rupee is less? Because things are costly in India. At 300 rupees for $1, if this is the exchange rate, the inflation is the highest. So why it is highest? Because the purchasing power is going down always. Why purchasing power is going down? Because we are paying more rupees to buy $1. As I replaced with one book, for one book, Indians have to pay 300 rupees. So such is high cost of book in India. And same book, if someone wants to buy in US, they are only paying 50 rupees, let's say. So if it is so costly to make in India and sell in the world, why will people buy Indian goods? So they will not go to bank, exchange their currency with Indian rupee, or sell their currency and buy Indian rupees. So Indian rupees, demand is going very, very less demand, the fall in value. Purchasing power parity theory predicts. That means what it says is, today if something is for 10 rupees in India, okay, and today something is of 50 rupees in India and 30 rupees in US, this is not going to continue for longer period of time. They have to become equal. That means the product has to become 50 rupees is equal to 50 rupees. If that is not the case, there are arbitrage opportunities. So what is arbitrage opportunity? I have to first explain you. Arbitrage opportunity is nothing but buying. This is due to price anomaly. That means if you are taking a product and that product's price is different in two different markets, then people can always buy from the market where it is cheaper and sell in the market where it is costlier and make riskless profits. But that is only possible till the time both the markets have the same price. And with this exploitation of arbitrage opportunity, people are going to make the prices of that particular product same in both the markets. So how is going to happen? So first, buying from cheaper market and selling in costlier market. Let's say Google stock is trading at $1 in Tokyo Stock Exchange, and in New York Stock Exchange it is trading at $1.5. So people from Tokyo Stock Exchange can buy the stock of Google for $1 and sell in New York Stock Exchange for $1.5, and they can make profit of how much? This is arbitrage opportunity, buying from a market where it is cheaper and selling in a market where it is costlier. So everyone knows what I'm speaking here, but you don't have the knowledge of this terminology. Many of the people don't know this. Henceforth, they get confused. What is this arbitrage? Arbitrage. Arbitrage is nothing but buying from a cheaper market, selling in a higher market, and making profits. So we have very less time. So we'll continue the same session tomorrow. I'll explain this and finish purchase power parity theorem and interest rate parity theorem. Tomorrow is the last class for foreign currency exchange rate risk. Okay.